Hey guys, thanks for tuning in. Just making a little video here. It was kind of inspired by one I just seen a little earlier here, not too long ago today, Friday afternoon, from Robert on investing in entrepreneurship. He had been at his daughter's graduation, and he brought along a little bit of good advice from that experience, which is fantastic. And his message was, well, it was his message to his daughter, from his daughter's principal, from his daughter to him. So I think that's great too. And it's about being a good digital citizen. We're in changing times. So and it's very true, being a good digital citizen. And because basically when you're talking, say, as I have just referred to Robert now, like he's in the Los Angeles and I'm up in the northeast coast of Canada. We're 5,000 miles apart, but we're close at heart. So, the message that you send digitally, it still travels around the world to people you haven't met necessarily yet, but you sort of have met. Like I think a lot of us kind of sort of know each other, although we haven't met. We pretty well know the way we roll. So it's a very important message, and I wanted to expand on that, and so that's an expansion of how things used to be. As Robert said, when we graduated, and the message was go out there and be a good citizen. So his daughter's message was be a good digital citizen. Well, I think you got to combine the both of them, and you got to be a good citizen both in real time and in digital time. So, and be authentic, be yourself, be true to yourself, be true to who you are. And it's not always going to be rosy and pretty and Hollywood and glitz and glamour. Sometimes it's going to be a little rough around the edges, but as long as it's honest and authentic, that's the main thing. And I'd like to show a little bit here. In a second, I'm going to flip this camera around, and what it means to be a good steward for your community. I have a little company that I have it's a little humble operation. It's just a one-man operation. I buy old houses and I breathe new life into them, fix them up, and provide affordable living opportunities for people. Rental, I charge a very reasonable amount, and I only got 2 or 3 on the go at a time, and I don't want to become Trump organization or anything like that, but I do my part. And anyway, so last year I had had the opportunity to buy a little vacant building lot in a seedy part of town where I'm from, as seedy as it can get in a small town, and it can get seedy. And the lot was overgrown with trees and bushes and old willow trees, and it was a mess. It was pretty much weeds and alder bushes and all that stuff, right? So what I did is I decided, okay, I'm going to clear this lot off, and I didn't know what I was going to do with it right away. And my company had been called Freeman Jones Properties, but I had a divine experience that happened to me, and I can't explain it in this video, but I'm going to talk about it on another video in its entirety. I had a divine experience that brought me to a name change in my company, and I ended up calling my company Mariposa Properties, and that's what it's called now. And Mariposa is Spanish for butterfly. Robert will know that. So anyway, and the butterfly is a beautiful animal. It's small, but in the big scheme of things, it's majestic. In its world, it's big, and what it goes through to become a butterfly is a pretty amazing thing in itself, right? I mean, you start out as a caterpillar. Basically, the caterpillar dies, it goes through metamorphosis, and it's reborn. It's reborn again, and it becomes a beautiful, majestic animal, a butterfly. And what inspired me to call my company Mariposa Properties, Butterfly Properties, but it's Mariposa Properties, I'll talk about in another video. But anyway, as far as being a good steward to your own community, as I said, this is a bit of a rundown neighborhood, but I cleared this lot off, totally cleaned it up, and for some miraculous reason this spring, the most amazing thing happened. The most abundant amount of wildflowers that is to be seen anywhere in town grew up on my lot. And I'm going to flip this camera around in a minute. I'm going to show you. And I don't know how, it's unexplainable, but I'll talk about it a little bit more in the video where I tell you how I came about the name of Mariposa Properties. But it goes back to that being a good steward for your community. So I did something with it until I, maybe build some storage rental lockers on it or something. But for now, I just did a little thing that didn't cost me too much for the community. And I'm going to flip this camera around here, and I'm going to show you a little bit about what I mean. These wildflowers, they're beautiful, they're amazing, and they're like a habitat, a natural habitat for butterflies. So that goes hand in hand with my company's name, Mariposa. It's just crazy how things sometimes happen in this world. I'm going to flip this around, and then I'm going to talk a little bit more about what I did here. Just a little, didn't cost me much money for the community. So I'm going to show you here now. Now look at these things here. I didn't plant anything. They just grew up on their own. I got no words to explain it. They're beautiful wildflowers, and they're a natural habitat for butterflies. Now, if you look across that fence to that neighboring property, they didn't grow like that there. It's just, I don't know how it happened. But anyway, so what I did is I decided to make a little thing out of it for the community. I found an old busted up picnic table in a scrap pile at a construction site. They were throwing it out. I dug it out, throw that out of there. I dug it out of there and I fixed it up. And I put it on this lot beside these wildflowers. Okay? And then what I did is I put my sign up. My sign up for my properties had been up for quite some time. Future project of Mariposa Properties. But what I decided to do for the community was I just went to the dollar store and I bought some letters and I made another sign up. And I put this sign up right in front of those wildflowers. Wildflower, butterfly, preservation area. And with that picnic table that I dug out of the scrap pile and set up there on the edge of the lot. So on a hot summer day, if people are out for a walk, want a place to sit down and clear their head and throw their head out of gear, throw it into neutral, or think about something that, that brings them contentment, and think about a loved one or anything at all. Just something that's good, nurturing for the mind. They can sit there at that picnic table. So that's just a little thing I did for the community here. And didn't cost me much, just a little bit of caring from the heart and a little bit of work. So there you go. That's what it's all about, guys. It's the little things. Little thing for me, but you know what? It could be a big thing for somebody else. There's some people that don't got a picnic table to sit on, but they can come by my lot here and sit in front of these wildflowers and, maybe bring their toddler or their senior parent or grandparent or just themselves, anything at all. But there you go, folks. So be a good digital citizen. Be a good citizen out in the overall scheme of things. And be a good steward to your community. It's the little things that matter. Okay, guys, have a great evening. Friday. Have a great weekend. I'll be looking forward to hopefully getting tuned in to seeing Ryan live if I'm able to, if I'm not tied up with something else. And don't sweat the small stuff. So there you have it, guys. There's a natural habitat for butterflies that just kind of grew up on his own. Never did a thing. I don't know, man. I don't know how to explain it, but it's beautiful. Don't sweat the small stuff. Have a great day.